Welcome back to your balanced diet of teletainment, and thanks a bunch to Papa Jojo for giving us fitness tips every morning on top of the show so that we feel actually keep our body intact and keep everything intact too. Now time for us to discuss with our casual guests who we get for inside the studio. A lot of people, they come outside and they talk, say, how can we take the rich African story out of Nigeria and actually tell the story in the international market? And that's now why we get this particular guest here. She's Ijioma Onah, and a film and TV industry executive experienced person, and she be. Now, she don't actually do plenty things for international film and TV content market. She don't mobilize Africa and Nigeria in particular on behalf of the organizers. She don't be very instrumental too in mobilizing the entire Nigerian TV industry for major international TV events, and don't take pride in helping producers and even distributors and broadcasters to get as much needed experience, knowledge, and exposure offered by the participation of these events which she don't involve herself in. Join me welcome Ijioma Onah inside the Good Morning Nigeria studio. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, they talk business because to me, whenever I hear that word business, my head they calculate and they think, because they do the business side of TV production or even film production for Nigeria, where they carry and go obodo abroad. Now, in other words, they try to do this one to gather investors, make them come invest for inside the country. But looking at the situation of the country as we speak, looking at the level of insecurity, looking at the way they try to resurrect from recession, quote unquote, from according to statement where they make. How easy has it been for these investors to actually be encouraged to come into our country to invest in the business side of production in media?
Well, that's one of the things that I thank you for that question, because it's very, important in this business of film and television. Because when you talk about business of film and television, you're looking at how to monetize. It's very simple. So when you're done with your production, what's next? Filmmakers, they need to recoup their investments. They need to, get money back, and then encourage people, either their local investors or foreign investors, to say they want to come back and then put money to make more. So talking about, your question has to do with ease of doing business locally in Nigeria. Is the condition we have locally, is it conducive enough for people, especially, people outside the country, to come in and say they want to put money, into our industry? So that's what actually we're trying to do, to, tell our own stories, to be able to convince them to see they are right. There are people locally in Nigeria that you can work with. Most times we have this negative stereotype to deal with as Nigeria. I hope you all know that. But we're trying to correct all those negative impressions to say they are genuine people. Nigeria is a place where you can actually put money, because you see, our content is very commercial as far as Africa is concerned. As far as diaspora is concerned, it's Nigerian content. Within Africa, it's Nigerian content. Africans consume Nigerian content. Even in the French countries where they don't understand English, they watch it in English. That's so how much our content has, done well outside the country.
Let's take it to the beginning now, for people to understand better what they do.
Okay.
Now, you actually help in the distribution of film and
Absolutely.
TV programming. Tell us the difference between film and TV programming, and how you go about distributing this content.
Okay, so, generally, film programs, and then TV programs, they're all content. But when it comes to making money, when you talk about film, okay, film...
Is that our home video?
Well, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So when you come to film, we have different classes.
Okay.
We have the films that are made for cinema. They go to theater. The theatrical release, that's a window. We call them windows. So there is a theatrical release window. So a film is made, and you know that this one is made to go to cinema.
Okay.
Now we'll go to another class of films, which is like the made-for-television films. So they are made for television. Then we have another, class of films that, those ones we call them like B movies, made for television.
Okay.
And then we have the straight to DVD. They are made to go straight to DVD. okay? And then we still have our, what we call Asaba movies, which, you know.
Asaba movie, Kwana.
Yes. So those ones are, I'm talking about our movies
get
now.
you, yes.
So they are really different classes. But at the end of the day, the main, when people are investing, like really investing in films, like you have Bank of Industry investing in making Nigerian films, and, you know, we have other, you know, private investors putting out a lot of money. So the window they are looking at is the cinema window. And then it's expected that at least when they go to cinema, they should be able to recoup,
Generate.
you know, the investment. But where that doesn't happen, then it has other windows, which is where we play, which is the ancillary windows, talking about the TV.
Other platforms.
Yes,
where
another
people
platform, the
watch them.
SVOD, which is, now we are going digital, so a lot of digital, you know.
Content made available.
Yes. You know,
Okay, like
ways
I
of
go, I
monetizing.
know say I just get a
You
question where I
haven't
need to pick
finished
up.
answering my question, please, because we need to
Yes.
understand and better the TV programming too, and even the film.
Oh yeah, so I spoke about the film bit, trying to understand the difference between film and television. So now when you come to television, we have your different genre. You have sitcom, you have TV series, you have telenovelas, you have cooking shows, you have your formats, you know. So you have kiddie shows, animations. So all these things are, you know, what you watch on TV typically. You will not see that in a cinema. So that explains that, you know, even though everything that goes to cinema at some point will also come to TV, but in terms of how to consume the content, you know, TV content is for television. And so when you come to the television windows, we have different windows. We have the premium window where if you're a producer, you produce, and then it goes to the first buyers, where the show or the content is there for maybe 2 years. They have the rights to show it for 2 years, and then it's exclusive for maybe 6 months or 1 year. You know, we call them premium buyers because at least you should be able to get up to 50% of your investments, your production investments, when you sell to them. So when it comes out of that window, it goes to the second window, which means, okay, a channel has shown it before. And sometimes I feel like speaking pidgin. You know, a channel has, you know, shown it before, and then this channel is now coming. So that's second window. And then after the second window, of course, at some point, it gets to the third window, which is like the free-to-air channels. But you see, this is more like, you know, how this business is done. We know we're talking about the business side. But in Nigeria, this is not really obtainable, you know, because here, most times, TV stations, they don't buy content. They want to sell airtime. And then producers, it's independent producers that now go and buy airtime and then produce and then get money from adverts. But where, you know, in an ideal, you know, industry, this is how the business of television is. Producers, they just focus on production. Either they commission them, give them money, TV channel like Wazobia say, okay, go and produce this TV series for us, or they use their money and produce, and then they come and sell, and you buy the rights of them. So that is just the,
So what you actually do is that you give opportunity for a lot of TV stations to still function by getting investors for some of their shows. Like you mentioned, the cooking show. So far, when you don't do this one, have you ever sold like a TV station cooking show or a kiddies show?
But the thing is this,
market?
so 2 things here. A TV channel can decide, of course, they all have their production departments to do their own original programming. We call it original programming because this one, you can't watch it any other place. So when they finish showing it on, let's say Wazobia has its own TV cooking show, you know, it's produced in-house, or it was commissioned by a producer to produce for them. So by the time they finish showing it on this channel, so the next thing is, instead of putting it in a cupboard and it's sitting down there, can we sell it to somebody else outside? Yes, it doesn't meet international version. Can we make some money? Because it has potentials to make money. Most of the shows, international shows you watch here in Nigeria, is a TV channel that produced it.
All right, so we'll talk about this industry event where they focus on Nigerian TV industry, where they share it for abroad. When the event they share and how long it could take?
Okay, so we're having the Nigerian International TV Summit. It's happening in Paris. And a lot of people are wondering, why are you doing a Nigerian event in Paris? We had one last year for the film industry. It was in Los Angeles during the American film market. So the reason why we do this is it's just strategic positioning. We just want to position ourselves to say, okay, we have something that we can offer the international markets. And then most of those markets, they are so big. And when our people go there, it's not always easy to navigate, set up meetings, plan your agenda and all that. It's not, trust me, it's not easy. So what we try to do is to bring everybody who wants to do something with Nigeria under one roof. It becomes easier to have conversations. It becomes easier to do networking. It becomes easier for them to have very close meet-up with our own people. So it's more like a business platform. It's all business. We're all talking business there. How either we're talking about collaborating in production, financing, distribution, production, but not like the creative side of production. After you are finished, what's next? So this event is happening, and we just positioned it during the major content markets in the world where everybody in the whole world comes to. And we're working with the French embassy in Nigeria because France and Nigeria, within the audio-visual space, the TV space, want to see how the two countries can be able to do something, together. A lot of producers now are going outside to do their post-production. There are also French companies who do these services. I don't know if you're aware that there's so much demand for the French version of our content. So Nigerian TV series are
That's
heavily.
a good thing for us.
Yes, yes. So Nigerian TV series and films have opened business opportunities because they are dubbing companies now. There are, TV channels that are just sustained by Nigerian content being dubbed into French.
How can producers key into this?
Well,
how can they reach you for more on top all of this one? Because I know
especially for this thing we want to do for inside Paris. How can they key into it?
They can go to the website.
Okay.
Yes, the website is www.nifsummit.com/NITV. So you can get all the information, look at the agenda. On the agenda, we have a session on production, looking at producers. How can our local productions become globally accepted? Because so far, we've done productions just for Nigeria. But now, if we want to step out, international version, are we going to meet up with international version? There are strict guidelines, there are standards that must be met. So if we are really serious about exporting our content, then are we really ready to have the discipline? Our production values must, improve for us to be able to make money. If not, producers will be losing money.
So you talk to me, then go www.nifsummit.com/NITV for more information on top of this event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can see the agenda for the event. Very, very nice one, I must say, because we even get the National Broadcasting Commission Director General there. Yes. They present even the
about investments, investing in the DSO project in Nigeria,
which is really nice. And we will talk about the digital switchover and a lot of things we'll now talk about for inside this particular one. And to get more details concerning this event, like Luchi talked, just log on to www.nifsummit.com/NITV. Thank you so much, Ijioma Onah. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, that's what we see on top of this episode of What So See today. I'm beginning to think from an episode point of view. I'm saying I'm already calculating it.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.